usually hear people say, I'm having a hard time delegating tasks, or I'm afraid that when I delegate, they won't do as good of a job as I would, or other similar statements. If that's something you struggle with as well, then stick around because I have some insights that might just change the way you think about delegation. Let me first say, I totally get it. I know firsthand how hard it can be to let go and trust someone else with work that you care deeply about and are accountable for. An important thing that I've learned and I would love to share with you is that the real driver behind delegation should never be to get those mundane tasks off of your plate. The real driver should be the growth of your team. Because if you delegate right, everyone wins. And we all love these win-win situations. Your team gets opportunities to grow, you get to scale as a leader, and the organization benefits from a stronger, more capable team. With that in mind, I want to dive into 3 tension points that I find make delegation tough. And I also want to share, more importantly, how to overcome these 3 tension points. The first tension point is fear of people making mistakes. Let's talk about that. It's completely normal to worry that someone might mess up, especially when the stakes are high. Mistakes, as we all know, they're often necessary, if not even a precursor for growth and success. So a good leader gives their team autonomy, but at the same time, they provide them with clear outcome expectations and they offer them support when they need it. So here's an example. We were rolling out a major and critical project, upgrading a system that impacted every part of our application. It was such a high-risk project. And one of the managers on my team was really eager and excited to take the lead on that project and the rollout of the project, which was absolutely amazing and great. I asked the manager for a detailed rollout plan. When she delivered it, it wasn't quite what I was looking for. It didn't have the depth or the details that I was hoping she would deliver. Things like dependencies between applications, which systems need to be upgraded first, clear accountability of who owns what, regression testing plans, and again, accountability on who's going to sign off on the testing. She submitted 2 additional drafts later on, but they both still lacked that comprehensive plan that I was looking for to ensure that we're completely ready and we're prepared. Now, my instinct at that point was to just do it myself, but I know that that wouldn't help anyone in the long run. So here's what we did instead. We sat down, we worked together to develop the plan. I also explained in details what I was looking for and why I was looking for it. And we came up with a template together that she then ran with and did such an amazing job with it. So it took more time up front, but in the end, she delivered and created something that was robust and became a template that we used for all our future upgrades. So the tip here is, yes, there might be some mistakes along the way, but you have to think of these mistakes as teaching moments. Now, tension point number 2, the perfectionist dilemma. If you're like me, a bit of a perfectionist, you might think that no one can do this as well as I can. And that's where the struggle begins. I've been there where I felt the need to perfect every single detail, and I believed that that would ensure the best outcome. One time we were launching an engineering training program as part of a larger transformation effort, and I delegated the development of the program to a couple of team members. I gave them the framework, key areas to cover, and the need for it to be engaging and fun. That's what I shared with them. That was my expectation. Now, what they came back with was beyond what I had imagined. They added gamification elements, they created interactive sessions, and they built out an amazing structure for the entire program. The takeaway from this story is when you delegate, you're not just passing off work, you're giving others the opportunity to innovate, to bring fresh perspective. And yes, there might be some hiccups along the way, but that's where your role as a leader comes in. Guide them, provide feedback, but also let them own their work. Because the key here is to shift your mindset from seeking perfection to fostering growth. And the outcome might not be exactly how you would do it, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because fresh perspectives can lead to better and more innovative solutions. Now let's talk about tension point number 3, the I can do it faster mentality. I'm sure many of you have thought, I could do this faster. I'm guilty of that myself. This mentality, I want to say, leads to burnout. It prevents you from focusing on what truly matters. And it also doesn't create as many opportunities for your team to grow. So think about it this way. If I had taken on every task myself, like the rollout plan or the training program that we just talked about, I would have never had time to focus on strategic growth of my organization. I'd be stuck in the weeds, unable to lead effectively. And I'm not saying this is easy or that sometimes I still prefer to do things myself. But hear me out. It might take longer to delegate and train someone at first, but that investment will most probably pay off exponentially. The more you delegate, the more you free yourself up to tackle big picture challenges. Now, the big takeaway here is delegation isn't about losing control or lowering your standards. It's really about empowering your team and fostering their growth, and also it's about freeing yourself to lead at a higher level. So remember, great leaders build other great leaders. So don't be afraid to delegate. Embrace it as a tool for growth, both for your team and for yourself as well. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips like these. Until next time, keep growing and keep leading. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.